Samuel Momin is here. Okay, please come. So his talk will be third nerve palsy in pituitary adenoma.
Good morning, everyone. I'll be presenting a case on third nerve palsy in pituitary macroadenoma. This is the consent of my patient. My patient is a 35-year-old female. She had history of drooping of left eyelid since 15 days, which was insidious in onset and gradually progressive over 5 days. It was also preceded by headache, which was mild and mostly confined to the left side. The headache was recurrent of about 2 to 3 episodes in a day, but it was non-radiating. Negative history. The patient has no such similar complaints in the past, no history of trauma, no recent history of fever, muscle fatigue, ocular surgery, any gait abnormality, projectile vomiting, aura or photophobia. General examination of the patient were within normal limits except third cranial nerve, which was found to be in palsy. On diffuse torchlight examination, complete ptosis of left eye could be seen. Vision in her right eye was 6 by 6 and left eye was 6 by 9. And on best corrected, it was 6 by 6 and 6 by 9. Pupil reaction in right eye was normal, left eye was fixed and dilated. Anterior segment and fundus were well within normal limits. This is the photo of my patient. This is a 9-gaze picture of my patient where we can see that there is complete restriction of movement in the left eye in all gazes, and it's mostly down and out in all of the gazes. FDT and FGT is negative. Prism-bar reflex test shows left eye exotropia with 30 PD with hypertropia of 10 prism diopters in both near and distance. Word-for dot test, the inference was the patient was having crossed diplopia, and on diplopia charting we can see that there was cross diplopia with maximum separation in dextro elevation. Hess charting, we can see that there's overaction in the lateral rectus, and there is restriction in all of the muscles in the left eye except the lateral rectus. Her glucose was within normal limits, was 98 milligram per dl, and rest parameters were also normal. On MRI, we found a well-lobulated, homogeneously enhancing solid lesion involving sella and suprasellar region with extension into the left cavernous sinus. She was diagnosed as a case of pituitary macroadenoma as per NOS classification system with grade 3A. The patient was then admitted in neurosurgery on 10th of April for about 3 weeks. A provisional diagnosis, my patient was provisionally diagnosed to be a case of ocular motor nerve paralysis with pupil involving due to pituitary macroadenoma. Management was a transnasal resection of the pituitary adenoma by the neurosurgery department. She was operated on the 18th of April 2024. This is the post-op picture. She was still having complete ptosis, and this was the 9-gaze photo on post-op day 4, and she was still having restriction in all gazes in left eye. The third nerve, cranial nerve, oculomotor nerve, has two components, parasympathetic and somatic. The third nerve palsy has a variety of etiologies which may be due to different underlying pathologies like ischemia, tumor, trauma, hemorrhage. It may be congenital and idiopathic as well. Patients presenting with pupil involvement are usually due to compressive causes like tumors and aneurysms, and pupil sparing cases are seen in case of ischemic cause. We describe a case of 35-year-old female with pupil involving third nerve palsy. She presented with left eye complete ptosis, down and out eye in left eye, and ipsilateral headache, which was only left-sided. MRI revealed a pituitary tumor extending into the left cavernous sinus, which led to the compression of oculomotor nerve. Patient was then transferred to neurosurgery department at our hospital and was taken up for surgery. Thank you.
Did you test the field test shown here or perimetry?
Yes, ma'am, but actually we did the perimetry, and actually I didn't include it in the slides because it was getting too lengthy.
So, okay, so yes, what about fourth nerve?
Ma'am, fourth nerve, I looked for fourth nerve, it was intact. I asked the patient to look in dextro depression, and I looked for a small mole which was present on her near the limbus, which I could observe that it was moving by a few degrees. few clock hours when she looked in dextro depression.
It is already third nerve palsy is there.
Yes, ma'am.
So in a third nerve palsy, how will you test for fourth nerve?
For superior oblique, ma'am,
Hmm.
we'll identify a mark which may be present on the eye and observe the movement of that mark. When we ask the patient to look, in this case, I asked her to look in dextro depression position, ma'am. So I saw that the
Very simple
had
test in slit lamp also. Because already out and down
yes, ma'am.
eyes, so third nerve. You can see the conjunctival blood vessels also
Yes, ma'am.
to see the degree of torsion. Sir, madam.
But I don't understand, you started with the patient complaint, fever, headache and all that. What is the cause?
Ma'am, she initially presented with complete ptosis in her left eye, and she also had headache, ma'am. The headache was not so severe, so she was ignoring her headache. But after a few days of headache, then she suddenly had she had complete ptosis of left eye, which progressed gradually over 5 days, ma'am. After which she presented to our OPD in the eye OPD, and then we worked up the case accordingly.
No, is it because third nerve palsy could be related to fever, viral third nerve palsy? Can be possibilities
Yes, ma'am.
there?
But she had negative history of fever, and
No, you said she had fever, vomiting, headache.
ma'am, it was in negative history actually.
Okay.
In negative history. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.